everybody, my name is Megan and today I'm going to be telling you what to do when you go to DIGIFEST. You might have watched my videos, what to do when you go to Digitour in December, and yeah, last night, which was June 6th, I went to DIGIFEST, which is kind of the same thing, but a little different. It's relatively the same thing, but there's 3 different stages, and there's like different like food and whatever, blah 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 blah. And so if you're planning on going, I'm going to tell you what to do because it's a learning experience, I can tell you that.
This is my best track ever, so we about to find out.
First thing you want to do is make sure you have a portable charger or a selfie stick because let me tell you one thing, you're going to need it. You want to bring a portable charger because I can tell you right now that the charging station they have is an absolute mess, and I was getting so pissed off trying to charge my phone that I was like, LMAO, no. So I left my phone and I was like, peace out, home dog, and I walked over to the main stage trying to find my friends, and then I was like, I can't find my friends, I need to go get my phone. But then I was like, I'm not getting my phone. So I walked around and tried to meet people, but there was like no one out at the time, and I was like, whatever. So I like plowed through people and like, give me my phone, and I left. It was great. Number 2 is when you're driving and you're coming from like a different state. Like we went to New York City and we're from Connecticut, so we had to drive through Connecticut into New York City. And so if you're driving like a really long distance, make sure you have an aux cord in the car, because if you're in the car for hours, it's not going to be fun if there's nothing to do. So if you like to play music in the car for hours, bring an aux cord. It'll be a really good idea, I promise. I didn't take my meds on time, but I got McDonald's, so we're good. Number 3, make sure you eat food before you go, because when you get there they make you buy tickets to get food, and it's like $2.50 for 1 ticket, and then you have to like exchange tickets for food. So like a package of cookies is a ticket, a drink is 2 tickets. That's $5 for a bottle of water, which I had to buy because I had to take medication because I got Lyme disease. But I had to take my medications and I had nothing to drink, so I had to go buy $5 water, which was not fun at all. So yeah, make sure you buy food before you go. Make sure you also go to the bathroom before you go, because there's like 1,000 porta potties and they're all disgusting. Number 4, make sure you have walking shoes, because like I said, it's a festival, so you're gonna be walking around a lot and your feet are gonna hurt a lot. So make sure you have like comfy shoes to wear where you're like fine with walking in for hours and hours. We were there for 6 hours constantly on our feet, walking around, trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Plus the whole like, there's no seats, so you're standing there while you're watching the shows, so your feet are definitely gonna hurt. You need to have some patience. That's number 5. Make sure you have patience, because let me tell you a thing. You're gonna be waiting. You're gonna be getting annoyed. You need to be able to like keep your cool. Just try not to like break down and crying from frustration. It's very difficult. Number 6. Make sure you have storage in your phone, because people like to walk around, and if you want to take a selfie and you don't have any storage in your phone, guess what? You're screwed. I took a selfie with Emery Kelly from Forever in Your Mind, which I've been watching since he auditioned for X Factor, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And then I took a selfie with Joshua Chomek, aka the Computer Nerd 01, which is the first YouTuber I ever watched, and it's the reason you're watching this video right now. Number 7, make sure you have sunblock and sunglasses. It's really important because the thing was in a parking lot, so there wasn't a lot of trees or shade. Like they had shade tents, but they were super crowded. So if you're walking around all day long, you're gonna want to be able to like not get burned. Number 8, if you want to buy merch, make sure you have money. The merch is so expensive. This shirt that I'm wearing was $30. when we got there. And sweatshirts were $50, shorts were $20. Bracelet was $5, where you can get them for like $1 anywhere else. A portable charger was $25. Like, stuff is expensive because it's merch, blah blah blah, memorabilia, whatever. And speaking of merch, make sure you buy like DIGIFEST merch. You can buy YouTuber merch on District Lines. So if you want like a Brent Rivera shirt, you can go buy that on District Lines. If you want a Trevor Moran shirt, you can go buy that on District Lines. But they do not sell DIGIFEST merch online. So if you're gonna go and buy merch, make sure it's DIGIFEST merch. Number 9. Make sure you have Sharpies or stuff for people to sign. I brought Sharpies with me. I didn't have anything for them to sign though. I had a little notepad, so I would write my Twitter username on it and give it to people. Number 10. They say there's a lot of stuff that you're not allowed to bring in, but they don't check your bags. Like, they check your bags, but they don't do a very good job at it. Am I right?
You are right.
Okay. So they check your bags, but they don't do a very good job at it. So what I did was I put everything that I wasn't supposed to bring in, like my Sharpies, because there's no markers allowed, my medication, because it's like no drugs, blah blah blah, and it's like you're not supposed to bring in over-the-counter drugs, whatever. But because it was my prescription, I'm like, I'm not taking any chances. So I put all my stuff at the bottom of my bag, covered it in my sweatshirt, and then I had my camera bag on top of that. So they checked my camera bag and they looked at my sweatshirt, and they did not check the stuff under my sweatshirt. So if you're gonna bring in something that you're not allowed to bring in, just make sure it's at the bottom of your bag, because they aren't gonna check it, I promise. Number 11, if you're with your friends, make sure you have the smallest person in your group sit on your shoulders with your camera. My camera was like an actual camera, so I had the neck strap on it. I gave my sister the neck strap. We put her on my shoulders, and while Jack and Jack was playing, and she got a really good video of Jack and Jack. So I suggest you put someone on your shoulders, or if you're a cheerleader like us, you can put them up in a stunt. So when we were waiting in line, there was people on the stage and there was people trying to see over a fence. So we stood back and we put my sister up in a half, and she could see what was going on.
Who was that? Ricky Dillon.
Number 12, if you hear people screaming like around you and running a certain direction, make sure you follow them, because that is how we saw Carter. That is how we saw Ricky Dillon. That is how I met Chomik, and that is how I met Emery. So if you see people screaming or running, or if you see a big crowd of people, just go for it, check it out, see what's going on, because chances are you're probably gonna meet someone. If you're in the crowd watching a performance, if you see a spot while you're there, make sure you go for it, because I said this in my Digital video, this is a big crowd, and if you want to get to the front, you gotta go for it, alright? Used to be a spot, you're taking it. Like, you need to get the closest to the front as you can. Number 14, if you're bringing a bag, I had a backpack because I slept over at Gabby and Andrea's house overnight, so I had all my stuff in the backpack. Do not bring too much stuff, because then it's going in the backpack and it's going to be super heavy and you're not going to be able to run when you need to, blah 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 blah. Just, it's not fun to have to carry around this gigantic bag, so make sure you do not have to weigh too much stuff. Because it was light at first, but then after they started putting all their merch and their bags and whatever in my bag, it got super heavy and it was not a fun time. And number 15, make sure you are prepared for anything, especially like meeting people or whatever, seeing a certain show, people throwing pancakes into the crowd. Just make sure you are super prepared for anything, because literally anything can happen when you go to DIGIFEST. It is magical. It's almost like Disney World, but for YouTubers. So that was my video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, I don't really care. Give it a thumbs up anyways. Make sure you subscribe and check out my other videos. Blah, 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 whatever else YouTubers say, I guess. And I am out.
Stop!